Oh, fuck. Hey, dude.
Hey,
how's it going? Good. How are you? Good seeing you. Sorry. It's just, the doors were down.
What are you doing?
Oh, it's the, sorry, this came
Mike?
off.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sure, go for it.
They're not great, but I could. Cool. All right,
Nice.
cool. Welcome.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
How's everything good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, train was on time and everything?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, cool. Hey, how's everything been?
Yeah, everything's good. I'm looking forward to the interview.
Cool. Yeah. I got a lot of organized ideas. Cool. Could I offer you anything to drink, like a beer or wine? Or...
I don't drink anymore.
Okay.
I'll just take water.
Okay, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's no beer in it. It's just,
Put the water in.
It's just, it's the tap glass. Nice. Sorry, there's a little bit of soap in it. I might just, let me just use,
Sure.
I'll use this one, yeah.
I prefer not to drink out of a jar. That's okay.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
take a glass over a jar.
Okay. So, so I'll wash this.
You can just wash it.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, no, I understand, yeah. Sometimes I think it's like, I think it's like kimchi if I see a jar, so like I don't, I can understand how the taste might like get a little.
Yeah, it tastes. Thanks.
Yeah, of course,
cool.
yeah,
Thank you.
cool. So this is like the inaugural episode. You're basically my first guest.
Charmed.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking about like what questions you want to be asked. And I had some ideas. I don't know. Is there anything you don't want to talk about or had a reservation?
Probably better to talk about what I don't want to talk about as opposed to what I do want to talk about. Doom scrolly negative Nancy kind of material. Personal questions, where I live, why I live somewhere, why I do things. I don't want to talk about that. I don't really want to talk about my employment history. I don't really want to talk about my political preferences, anything to do with the environment. But everything else is probably cool to talk about.
Okay. Okay.
What do you want to talk about?
I mean, you made some good points. I don't want to make it too basic. So I think like what you talked about was very icebreaker stuff. So I think, I could work around that. Like it's just like, I don't know. It's got like
No, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And I like you, but it's just a little weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just figured. Yeah. Sorry.
Just me in the bed and you standing next to it. It seems kind of funny, but also I don't think we should both be in the bed either.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a nice apartment. Maybe we could do it somewhere else.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. If you want a snack, I have some nuts.
I love a snack. I have not eaten today.
Yeah, I mean, you're not allergic to any nuts,
Nope,
right?
no allergies.
Okay. Not peanuts and okay, yeah.
Nope, nothing.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Do you want any more? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'll probably keep eating this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was hungry.
Is this okay?
Yeah. If you want to do the interview from the little sauna thing, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. I feel bad. I just feel bad. I don't know because I think you like. You sure you don't want to? I mean, you could do it. You could go in here too, and I could like get out and.
I appreciate that. I don't want to.
You don't want to? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, man. I just this like lowers my blood pressure. Anyway, I think just the nature of the interview since it's my first, it stressed me out a little bit. So
Totally.
Yeah. So it's this might be good for me. Yeah.
Let's do it. Ask away.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Do you have a favorite city that you like to perform in front of, or like a certain type of audience around the world that's been most unique?
I feel like people will often talk about the differences between audiences in different cities or regions, like it's this very like common identifiable thing that either performers or concert goers are aware of. Like, oh, nobody moved at that show. Classic Toronto audience. You know, that's a
I think
thing.
I've heard that exact one too.
Sure,
Yeah, that
but,
like
like,
Canadian audience. Yeah.
I've also heard, like, you know, if you have a wild and crazy show and people get fucking lit and like dance,
Yeah.
I could just as easily imagine someone being like, classic Toronto show. You know, it just depends on.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't really fucking matter.
It's
what,
like astrology. It's like you read into what.
exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the actual experience, what happens on the ground is. People like to ascribe qualities to the place they live because it gives us some sense of meaning, I think.
Right.
You know? So it's like, if you have a fucking killer show in New York, people are going to be like, New York City, baby. But at the same time, if no one moves and everyone's like doing this, it's just as easy to say like, well, it's a New York audience. They're all too cool to dance or something, which is
Yeah.
like, it really
That's a
depends
good
on
point.
the style of music,
Yeah.
the fan base, the fucking night of the week, you know, that kind of stuff. It's easy for the person who's only played one show in New York City to be like, all New York City shows must be like this.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a little Freudian slip there. I fucking hate this town.
Oh yeah.
I don't. I like it
Without-
here a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good city. Yeah, yeah.
You look like you're getting pretty sweaty, man.
Yeah, no. I think it's just the steam. I don't really sweat so much.
Do you not sweat?
No, I do. But no, I think it's it's a little bit of both. Yeah.
Does that thing get funky? Does it smell?
It does sometimes. Yeah, I have to like clean it. I have to remember to clean it. Yeah. Do you smell it?
No, I don't smell anything.
Yeah. I put the mints in, like not mints, like peppermint, like oils and stuff. You know, that type of thing. To make it. Oh, I think that's it. That means it's done.
What's done?
The beep means that the sauna stopped.
Oh.
I put a timer on for 20 minutes. The thing with the sauna is
Do you want
that
me
it's
to turn
like.
it back on?
Oh, actually, if you could, yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
I don't mind doing that at all. How do I do it? Just tell me. I'll figure it out.
I need to see though.
I own a computer, buddy.
These things are like. I just hit the level. Like, yeah, sorry.
Hit the level.
It's like
I see
there
3
should be
buttons:
like.
temp, timer, and on/off.
Okay, so do temp.
I'm hitting temp.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's not an actual temperature on there because it's kind of like a cheap thing.
I just hit temp. I
Yeah.
don't see any indication.
Hit temp again. Did it not work?
Temp.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So hit on and off.
On.
Yeah.
It says P1.
Good. So that's one of the temperatures, quote unquote. So hit temp again. Just keep hitting it.
Temp.
Keep
P2.
going. Yeah, keep going to 9.
Oh, P9.
Yeah, perfect. Is it at 9?
Yeah.
And then go to timer.
Timer.
I guess I don't know. Say 10 minutes.
20. I'm gonna say 30. Fuck it.
So yeah.
Let's get you nice
Yeah.
and
Is
warm.
this good? Yeah. This is like a good. Yeah. This is a good.
Yeah, I'm way more relaxed talking to you when you're in the sauna than say when I was sitting at the counter or on the bed.
Interesting. Yeah. What do you think that is?
I don't know.
Is it just goofy? Is it like it's just like a funny like thing I put on?
You're physically intimidating, Matt. You're a big,
really?
handsome guy.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, yeah. It's like a
you know,
Roblox. Yeah.
so I think something about you being like squatted and sort of restrained in the little sweaty bag
Whoa. Yeah.
kind of puts me at ease.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. I always thought I'd come off kind of like a stuttering, as Joe Pesci would say to Michael Imperioli, like a stuttering mumbling freak. Like, I don't know. I just got, because this is my first time doing this, so I think the nervousness is like, overcome. So like, I'm glad to hear that I'm actually intimidating.
Also-
that was the problem, not that I'm just like, oh, it's fucking, it's so simple. Like you think like, oh, how would you make a sauna in your house? But it's just a tent with like steam. It's so
That's so cool.
easy, Tonstartssbandht. Is that so? Maybe this question's very basic, but like, is it just like a mumbo jumbo word you came up with, or is it?
That's not a basic question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mumbo jumbo word that my brother and I came up with
Yeah.
when we were teenagers. A little bit before we actually started the band, he made up the word when we were collaging one day. My brother Edwin,
Yeah.
and we liked the look of the word, and the imagery of the collage just reminded us of ourselves. So we said, "That's cool. That makes me think of you and I as a unit musically. Maybe if we start a band, just the two of us someday, that should be the name." And it has band in the word as well, which I think is cool.
Nice.
Always kind of like that.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was like a German word or something. I don't know, or something like not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is not.
Okay. Cool.
So this is these are some lawyers who are going to pay you, Matt,
Yeah.
for a little product placement,
Yep.
a little advertising. Okay. Whatever you say.
Thanks, man. You're the guest. I do appreciate you.
No sweat, dude. A little bit of tape in your hair, but
I'm sweating.
I am sweating.
You got it.
Looks good.
Thanks.
You want to say the name of the app?
Sure. Yeah. So our only sponsor right now is Cashy and I think that's her name. It Cashy and Klein or Cashy and Klein. Um, it's one of my good friends. It's his new firm. They're lawyers, so they could defend you. If you're
You can look at the camera.
okay, if you're a fan of the band Tonstartssbandht and you happen to get into trouble, if you have too much weed or something, you could definitely use him to like get you out of trouble. Probably, I mean, I guess weed is legal now, but if it was 2011 and you were in Tonstartssbandht and Dave theoretically was older because he would have been in college then, but he would have defended you then, and he could probably still do the same thing now. With other drugs, if you happen to be, and I'm not assuming that because you're the Tonstartssbandht, it seems like a great band. I'm not saying that they're especially prone to drugs, but I would imagine that if you had to go between Tonstartssbandht and Kenny G, that there might be more the people who take psychedelic drugs might be more into Tonstartssbandht, but obviously that doesn't speak for the whole majority of the fans. So if you're in trouble, if you're in legal trouble, just call my friend Dave Klein and his partner Kashian or
You know
Cashian.
his number?
I don't know his number, but I could ask him again, and he could DM me, and you could DM me if you're in trouble, and I'll
But I grew up in Orlando, and that's where they shot a lot of the Nickelodeon game shows.
yeah.
So they're constantly having like open casting calls for literally just like audience members and shit like that, or like sometimes contestants. And the Nickelodeon children's game show Figure It Out, hosted by Summer Sanders. With every episode, there's like a panel of Nickelodeon child actors, like stars.
Yeah.
And you have to. There's one contestant who's a kid who has some like funny talent, or they've some achievement they've done, or something quirky or weird about them, and the people on the panel have to guess what it is without getting covered in goo. I was in the audience, and at the end of the episode, most episodes, they'd be like, "That's all we got for this week, y'all. Come back next time and figure it out." And then Summer Sanders, the credits would roll, but Summer Sanders would walk behind the credits. She'd be like in the audience, like, "Hey, cutie, what's your name? What's your funny talent?" And it seems like it's random and candid, and like every kid in the front row is like, "Oh, I could do this crazy thing," but we are like screened, and everyone is like, "What's your talent? What are you gonna do when Summer comes up to you?" Sort of thing. I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
I touched my nose with my tongue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you still do that? Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Nice. That's all, yeah. I've never been able to do that.
It's cool.
Stick out my tongue and touch my nose, that's easy. I'm Ben from Sacramento, California, reporting for Nickelodeon.
I feel like I got pulled out of school to do it.
Nice. Sick.
I was in like second grade.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a big deal, I don't think. That was the year we were learning cursive.
Could you still write in cursive?
No.
Me neither, yeah. I can't even read it. I like, my mom got a letter from like one of her cousins, and like my mom was able to read it, which is amazing. I mean, not to tell my mom, but like it's, she doesn't know anything about a computer, which obviously I know a lot about computers, but she could read cursive, and like I'm just like, I'm kind of jealous because we learned it for like 2 months, and then
I don't think I've written in cursive in close to 20 years.
Yeah.
Probably. Because I feel like
Same, man.
they drilled it into us in like second grade, and for a couple of years, like penmanship, handwriting was like a literal class in my elementary school.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes every day or every other day or something. And then by the time I got to middle school, they were like, "All right, dickheads,
exactly,
you gotta learn how to use a computer because you're gonna go to high school, and high school is like a laboratory.
Yeah.
Either everything's got to be, you get ready to go to college, and everything's got to be legible, and you're going to be printing everything, and now we're going to teach you what double spacing is and that kind of shit. Even though we spent all this time learning how to write like long form.
It's very funny. Yeah, I wonder if that had to do with like the times changing, like if they're just like, because I guess we came of age like late 90s into the early 2000s in school, and it was
probably
kind of
9/11, dude.
You think 9/11 just got rid of cursive? That was just
I don't know. A lot of things changed.
A lot of things changed. Yeah,
it was a big turning point culturally and structurally in like the fucking world, especially American society.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say correlation implies causation, but that was like right around when I stopped hearing anyone in a fucking position of pedagogy telling me you need to rewriting in cursive. Everyone was just like, just learn how
Do
to
you
type.
think it's because like George Bush like wrote
I-
his plans in cursive?
I don't have any like.
So that's why millennials can't prove that like he did 9/11. Is that
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
that's an interesting theory.
Tonstartssbandht.
I don't have any like harebrained conspiracy ideas.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, isn't it interesting
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah.
that when you and I were like, what that is another like turning point from our childhood to loss of innocence into adulthood.
Yeah.
Obviously, 9/11, big one for everyone alive at the time, especially children. And also, it happens to be around the same time when we stopped being told to write in cursive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You me to fix that?
Oh no, that's okay. No, I think the bit's over. He said 5 minutes. So yeah, that's funny. Did you have to write cursive on your SATs?
Boy, I don't. I don't remember specifically, but I don't think so.
We had to write a declaration. It was so weird, like a declaration in cursive on our SATs in like 2008, and it like, yeah, I could do it because I don't remember, I just like fudged it. So I don't know. That was very
a
stressful.
declaration in cursive.
Like a declaration that you won't cheat like before.
Oh.
It was so weird. It was the only time like post like third grade that I ever had to like do cursive.
But it wasn't like the essay you had to.
No,
write
no, no.
in cursive.
It wasn't part of the. Sorry, it wasn't part of the SAT.
Somehow
it was like,
writing it in cursive made it binding or something.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is a signature because it's one long word.
Exactly. Like the thing that like we can't even like put like our genuine like words into like because we don't know how to do it. Like it's like the binding thing to them because it's like more like.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did you cheat on your SATs?
No, but that's a very good question actually because I sat. So my last name is York, and I sat next to a guy named Young, who like was literally to the right of me, who was like this like boy genius, who was like the number one valedictorian, and he got a fucking 2400 on his SAT.
Damn.
And I like sat right across from him, but I didn't cheat.
I don't remember like seeing Nickelodeon actors or stars out and about in town, but I do remember when I was in like middle school or high school, some people were like, yo, you know that show My Brother and Me? And being like, yeah, obviously, I love My Brother and Me.
Yeah.
They're like, remember the white kid who's like friends with Alfie and Dee Dee? We'd be like, yeah, whatever his name is, I forget. And some kids were like, yeah, he goes to our high school.
Nice.
That was cool. I'm gonna do it for 40 minutes.
Sure.
Cool. Like if I was at Disney World now and I had the energy and the time and didn't mind standing in line for a long time, I would love to ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
Yeah.
That's why I really like the Cyclone.
Yeah.
The Cyclone, it's like you don't got to look for parking. Just take the subway,
Yeah.
Coney
Totally.
Island. There's no like premium just to enter the park. The
Yeah.
Cyclone, they're like, look, it's $20. Do you want to ride this dangerous, painful, really fun, thrilling 100-year-old roller coaster?
Yeah.
My answer is always going to be yes. And I just got to pay what ticket, and then as soon as I get off, I can get on the subway and go home,
Right.
which is what I do most of the time.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so I do like rides. I don't seek them out because there's usually like a little bit of a hurdle to get to them. You have to drive to fucking
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Magic Mountain or wherever the fuck. Find parking, buy a ticket to the park, stand in line all the time.
Yeah.
These little isolated, tiny little, especially like historic amusement plots, like the Cyclone. That's kind of where it's at.
They're cool at Luna Park. It's they like. I remember I think I told you I went on like a pirate ship once, and it was just like a spring like afternoon, like kind of before peak season, and like.
You mean the one?
Yeah, like the rocking
like
boat.
a swinging, and it swings upside
Yeah.
down, and then it swings around.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it fully went around like upside down, but like but it was still the rocking boat, and like the kid who was like operating it, like he just like let us keep going because they were like teenagers. They're right. They're like, yo, bro, do it again one more time, and like he did it like 3 times. He didn't even ask like, oh, does anyone else want to get off? He was like, all right. Do you ever get like that at shows? Like when you play, like do you like? I mean, I would imagine the answer's probably yes, but like that when you're playing shows, like you think it's like way worse, but people like just don't notice it as much, or like you think a song's bad, but people really enjoy it, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you watch a video of like a well-shot video or listen to like a good live capture of the set that you just played,
Yeah.
you should generally have a good idea of how well you performed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there is an objective truth. There is a
Right.
platonic ideal, of the event that has occurred after the gig.
Yeah.
That said, while you're playing, there's so much immediate like feedback in your head of like, that fucking slapped. That's awesome. Oh shit, that sounded bad. I'm an asshole. I should kill myself, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can come off stage feeling like $1,000,000 or like you're like ready to die, sort of, depending on what your internal monologue is. And then most of the time people are usually like, I mean, dude, 90% of the time after you play a set, someone's like, everyone just goes like, "That was sick," or like "sick set," whether they mean it or not. But yeah, I think it's very rarely have I gotten off stage and vocalized to someone like, "Boy, that was a real fucking lemon. I thought that sucked." Have they agreed with me?
Yeah.
Even people who are always honest with me.
That's
and I appreciate it when they are. They're like, "Yeah, it sounded pretty bad," but you get to talk about why it sounded bad. Usually, I find when I'm in a I didn't feel good about that kind of mindset, people will say, "I have no idea what you're talking about. It sounded great," because they're enjoying the show from an entirely different perspective, and they're not also, again, like most people watching your show are still not entirely fixated on you. It's a social thing for them. They're there. They're carrying all their internal baggage. They might be watching you perform, and what they're seeing is me playing guitar and singing my songs. In my head, I'm thinking, "Fuck, I fucking suck. I should go kill myself right now. This is so bad." And in their head, they're seeing me go like, "Yeah, rock and roll, rock and roll." And they're going, "Man, that guy's he's doing his shit. He's got it together." Yeah. And in their head, they're like, "I forgot to flush the toilet. I should just kill myself."
Yeah.
Because everyone's got all their own fucking baggage all the time.
Andy, just one thing. I think if you could maybe just play, I guess you could act like we are friends, like, because I think I noticed in your tone, and it's fine because it was very funny and dry. Like, it almost seemed like it was coming off like I am just like a random guy you met and you're like charmed, that type of like, which it's fine. You could be a little like pissy about, but like I think like you could even just be a little bit, like a little more like dude, come on, we talked about this, like that type of, like I guess like it could maybe, I don't know, yeah, just like you could act like we're actually friends,
Do you want to redo that?
No, that was fine. I think that was fine. I just meant like